Hey guys, it's Connor Miller here from the Geek Garage Podcast, and I just wanted to thank you so much for tuning in. You can find us at facebook.com/the Geek Garage Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/Geek Garage Pod. Check us out on Instagram for some silly photos, or check out the reruns of our live streams on youtube.com/2playermedia. I am Bacon.
I put the lotion in the basket on the first date.
Don't you hurt my dog!
Your dog's hurt real bad.
Oh my God! Is that the ghost of Johnny Cochran? If the skin don't fit, you must acquit.
It was about right before I woke up that I realized it wasn't a cave at all, but it was the inside of Rosie O'Donnell's ass.
Oh, that's the worst.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
The first is this wonderful Bangladeshi woman who plays piano with her pinky toes. And after that, we're going to have a wonderful live setup here in the studio with these 5 gentlemen from the east side of LA who all play flutes together in tandem, but instead of exhaling, they inhale. I'm sorry.
What I love about that is just the imagery of someone. It doesn't make any sense.
No, it won't work.
Oh God. Sucks.
And I'm always fucking singing, and I'm totally just singing.
Holy shit. That is fantastic.
Tonight, 8 old men falling asleep to the sound of a metronome. Oh, he's got the sleep screams.
He can't help it. Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, boy.
Welcome,
right.
everyone.
Well, welcome to the 3rd episode of the Geek Garage Podcast. I am your host, David Dassaw, and to my left is Connor Miller. Hello, Connor. How are you?
You know, I had a dream last night.
Did you?
Yeah, I was.
Tell me about it.
I was falling down a cave.
All right, that's enough.
And I just, I just kept falling. I just kept falling and falling and falling, and felt the walls.
Falling?
I was free falling. And the walls were starting to enclose around me, and it was starting to get real sticky, and I was like getting stuck to the walls and couldn't move. And it was about right before I woke up that I realized it wasn't a cave at all, but it was the inside of Rosie O'Donnell's ass.
Oh, that's the worst.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
When you get trapped in Rosie O'Donnell's anus.
That would almost be as bad as being a guest on her short-lived talk show.
Right.
That would be just terrible. Andrew, to my right, how the heck are you?
Oh, man, I'm just envious every day of little kangaroo joeys. You know, they get to spend
ride in those pouches.
They get to spend all their
Isn't it
youth
nice in
inside
those
of
little pouches?
Can I finish a story?
Whoa, my bad.
I'm sorry. I get real passionate when I'm discussing the
Kangaroo
sweet
Joey.
all right.
bond of a kangaroo joey and its mother. How it just continues to linger inside that.
Now, I got a question. Are they all named Joey?
Every single kangaroo baby is known as Joey. Actually, the character of Joey on Friends is based off of a kangaroo.
If anybody didn't know, Andrew is famed for his work on the show Clarissa Explains It All.
I was
As Clarissa.
I am Melissa Joan Hart. I've fallen on some different.
Oh, yeah?
times.
Well, I'm Alex Mack, and I have superpowers.
Oh my God, Alex!
Remember that one episode where
I can turn into liquid something. Capri Sun.
I turned into liquid Capri Sun, which is kind of redundant.
Your face is redundant.
Yeah. My friend is black, and I helped him with basketball that one time.
What if the Capri Sun kids didn't actually turn into Capri Sun and they turned into liquid mercury? and then when they reformed, they all had mercury poisoning.
Oh god! They come back and they're all real gray skin, just
I have jaundice.
constantly coughing and just sick.
That's kind of like drinking Capri Sun to begin with.
That's true. They found like mold in the bottom of Capri Suns, and you can't see in the containers.
There was a story not too long ago, maybe like a year or two ago, and it might have even happened more than once. But some little girl walked up to her mom with a Capri Sun, and she was like, "Mommy, this tastes really funny." And so the mom takes a sip of it, and she like spits it out because it tastes almost like wine. And she dumped it out, and basically it had
fermented.
Yeah, it fermented. It sat on
That's terrifying.
It sat on the shelf of the grocery store for so long that it began to ferment, and it basically became alcohol.
That's a grocery store problem more than a Capri Sun problem. Though.
Well,
True.
Yeah, but how long? I mean, who knows that? Shouldn't it be able to be safe as far as like up until the expiration date? Like if it wasn't expired.
Dude, do you know, I just recently took a picture of those pepperoni in Kroger. You saw those, didn't you? I showed you the image.
Are these the
Oh, that's
pepperonis?
right.
It's just here. Let me get out my phone. I'll show you.
Are these the
'Cause this is-
pepperonis that are safe to be kept at room temperature?
These, yes, the cured meat
supposedly.
pepperoni.
Should we be afraid of those? Or are those okay to eat?
No,
'Cause-
I think it's totally fine. We've been curing
Feed them
meats
to
for
both of your young
hundreds and
children,
hundreds
Dave.
of years.
Yeah. I know nothing about storing meats. Actually,
Here we go. Here we go. Right there.
Yeah, those
Right.
Oh,
there.
that's a wonderful color.
Yeah.
Those are like
Pepperonis
goldfish.
shouldn't be green and white.
They look like the shark gummies.
They do. Those look tasty.
Oh god.
All right. Well, moving on, folks. All right.
What are we
So,
talking about today?
Connor, I'm so fucking glad that you asked. Oh my god. Today,
Just gonna
we're
get a sip of this coffee real quick while you're saying that.
yeah, please get that sound effect in there. There you go. All right. On today's episode of our podcast, we're going to be discussing the soon-to-be released Nintendo Switch, and with our main thesis as gimmick or game changer.
I think it's a gimmick changer.
You just have to.
You mean that Nintendo's going to change the name of gimmicks, or
Well, they're just going
Or-
to change
or
their
it's gonna-
gimmick.
Fuck, that didn't work.
All right, so we're going to make a console, right? And you're going to be able to swing your hands around and hit things, right? Like it'll be like virtual reality with your hands. But, sir, the technology is not perfected. We're using IR. Fuck you, Tom. We're going with it anyway. And then we're going to make basically a piece of plastic that you stand on. It's like any conventional scale, but it's a video game.
Oh god.
And you can do things like stand on it and walk in place on it and sometimes jump, but if you're too heavy, you'll break it.
And the graphics are going to be that of the N64.
And we're not going to let you buy it.
No.
We're going to make it, market it, and not sell it.
did we mention that the heads are still going to be square?
You know what? After
there's
that
gonna be
hits
no
the market,
curvature.
Polygons so sharp you could chop your toenails off with them.
Can you tell our opinion of the Nintendo Switch so far?
I think after that one, what we should do is we should do the same thing, but we should make you buy a screen with the console that you hold in your hands. Okay? Now hear me out. You're not going to be able to play games without it. And it's going to be cumbersome, kind of cool in some ways, but in other ways just completely useless. And we're just going to make touch functionality a requirement. Because everybody loves touch functionality and games where you should just be running and jumping.
well,
Do you like Call of Duty? Well, get ready to hate Call of Duty.
Get ready to manage your entire bullet inventory, one bullet at a time, with our lovely stylus and touchpad.
Do you like Batman Arkham Asylum? Get ready to not play it at all.
Do you like games on other consoles that work just fine? Well, we added touch functionality.
And forced it upon you.
Forced it upon you. Actually, I mean, I knock the gimmicks of it, but Nintendo's actually done some pretty cool stuff with those consoles.
So, Dave, bring us to.
Wii Sports was 1-to-1. Wii Sports was 1-to-1.
I only played Wii Sports.
Dude, that game's fucking awesome.
Sort of lightsaber fight.
It's good.
That one that when they finally
Wii Sports Resort.
What was it? Resort that had the sword fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Played the absolute crap out of that. If you separately put on a boombox like Duel of the Fates from episode 1, The Phantom Menace, it's almost like you're in your very own Star. Hey, look, there's a fucking cat on the table.
What's up, Boots?
Get out of here.
Bye, Boots.
All right. Hey, so Dave, what the hell's a Nintendo Switch? Like, I don't understand. Like, is it like,
Do you switch it?
do you switch it on?
Switch it on, switch it off?
Well, the Nintendo Switch, the newest console from Nintendo, soon to be released in March, sort of, for like 3 people.
All 8 people who got the pre-orders in the announcement.
There was a pre-order, and
Well, there was.
there was a pre-order, and if you didn't get your Nintendo order in then you're fucked until like October.
Dude, it's so bad that at my work, all of our ads had to be swapped out for the new ads that say,
I can imagine.
Make sure to put your pre-order in now for the games. And people walk up to it and they're like, "Can I pre-order the Switch?" And I just look at them dead in their cold, dark,
Absolutely.
child dreamy eyes.
Absolutely not.
I laugh.
You cannot.
Wow,
I literally laughed at a guy to his face and didn't mean to. He was like, "Can I pre-order the Switch?" And I was just like,
It was just a funny concept to you. Yeah.
"Oh God."
Well,
to do a thing, and you can sit.
Will you come to the grocery store with me?
All right.
Fuck.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
That docking, that seamless. I mean, if it works like that, that's seamless.
It's so you can play video games and drive at the same time.
Right. Oh, it's amazing. Put it
yeah,
right on
and
the steering
there's
wheel.
there's potentially nothing that could go wrong with that.
But I'm just saying, like the ability to take this little thing around with you, and they were showing off the people playing like NBA 2K, like just at a park, you know,
Right.
something like
We're
that.
playing real basketball. Now we're playing fake basketball.
That. Let's play fake basketball.
Yeah.
Athletics is
God, I'm
overrated.
so much better at this.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's almost like taking Wii bowling to a bowling alley. you know,
You guys are gonna have to leave if you're not gonna pay and
God,
play.
actually,
Fuck you.
Let's do that. That would be meta as fuck. Like let's get a Switch.
Oh
and
my God, that'd be
when
so
inevitably Wii bowling is a new thing on there again. Take it to a bowling alley.
Well, we're gonna have to wait till 2018 to do that. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll never get the opportunity to even use it.
No,
so
probably
Never.
But so for me, when it was shown off, and then once they, the most recent reveal of basically the specs, the price, the different controllers, the other peripherals that you can get, it was, as far as the popular opinion, it was mixed. You know, some people are like, "Oh, look at all that cool shit." Some people are like, "Why is all of that so expensive besides the core shit that you have?"
yeah,
Like,
$300 price point for the console is a little. It's worrying in the sense that like Nintendo. Well, let's look at it this way. Nintendo still, for the price of the Wii U, still has it at $300. Even though they stopped production of it, fine, whatever. The ones that still sit on the shelves and buttfuck nowhere right now, $300. When we were selling them at my store before Christmas, $300.
yeah.
That is one of
Ridiculous.
my favorite things about Nintendo, and we'll get into the fact that it's also one of the drawbacks is the price. We'll kind of get into that later, but that is one of my favorite things is that it's always been affordable. Yes, the graphics are subpar to your Xbox and your PlayStation, but you don't have to go all in if you don't want to. Like you can pick 1 or 2 games. And for $350, you can take it home.
Well, it seems like they, and that's a great point. It seems like they made the decision as a company years ago. Let's just say when the Wii came out, that was their kind of stamp or their decision to corner or solely go after the hardcore Nintendo fans,
Right.
and the casual gaming market. Not I mean, like, for instance, like the 3 of us here at this table, we want to play on the PlayStation, we want to play on the Xbox, we want to play everything. I know, Dave, I know you love Nintendo, but I'm just saying for the most part, we're like, did you guys fucking see the goddamn trailer for that Sony shit? We're like, yes, we want that.
Right.
We're all over that, but
No, Nintendo fans are a special breed of people.
and they are, and granted, like, obviously,
I own more Nintendo consoles than any
Right.
other brand.
Yeah, I
they
just
have-
saw your collection.
Well,
and
buddy,
it's
I
kind of
mean,
ridiculous.
It's quite impressive.
By the way, I'm stealing your N64.
Do you want to borrow it?
Let's see.
Can I borrow it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, there's literally 7 video game systems hooked up to 2
Hercules,
TVs in my
Hercules.
bedroom right now.
But they
I have a problem.
anyway, they made that decision to get out of because let's just say this, during the generation of the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox original timeline, honestly, that was, to me, I mean, if you look at the GameCube, that was a pretty simple console. Had controllers, you played games on it. They weren't trying to get all crazy.
I completely
Like,
disagree.
Really?
100%. Do you know all the peripherals that were out for the GameCube?
I mean, obviously not.
Okay, Game Boy Player. Okay, a microphone for specific games. All right, Game Boy Advance adapters that you had to buy Game Boy Advance copies of games, as well as the Game Boy Advances to plug them up and play on the console with the disc game. You could only use the Game Boy Advances as controllers for those games.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Connor wiping his dick all over my point that I was going to make.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. I hard disagree
I
because
totally lost track of what I was gonna say.
Nintendo.
Like, what are games? I don't know anymore.
Nintendo 100% more than any other company pushes peripherals harder than anybody else. And they have
Can
for
you explain
very
a
long time.
peripheral?
What does peripheral mean?
A peripheral is a device attachment or accessory that you can get for the console that oftentimes should not be required to play games, but sometimes, according to Nintendo, you have to.
The Xbox One won't work without the Kinect.
Yeah, exactly.
It won't work without the Kinect.
Remember the one time
Built
Microsoft
into the
tried
core
to do it?
functionality. You can't do it.
You remember the one time Microsoft tried to do it,
Good.
and there were riots in Detroit. Like, cars were getting flipped over.
Yeah,
Why
people
Detroit?
were
I don't
like, "Yeah, it's because the latest political protest." No, people are just mad because of Xbox.
Yeah,
know.
fuck
Xbox has Connect. No, we
did it.
genuinely got upset to the point where we took our Xbox 360s and traded them in and got PS3s, and we're like, let's get on this PlayStation Plus bandwagon right now.
Yeah, it was that, and we weren't the only ones. That was a
No.
catastrophic situation. that
Yeah.
happened there.
Oh yeah.
So
Microsoft screamed every night for a long time.
yeah, so bring it back. I mean, and Connor, I guess what I was trying to get at before you
Interrupted you and punched you in the nuts.
fucked my point up pretty good there.
Look what
Yeah.
you did.
is to me, and thank you for educating me.
Hey man, how many
thanks,
how many
man.
accessories are there for the Wii? Can you just?
Oh, Jesus. So,
They're all pieces of plastic that go on the thing you already owned. And don't do anything.
When we released the
It makes it look like a tennis racket.
the let me just get back to what I was saying here.
Just
Gab.
go for it, I'm
Jesus
sorry.
Christ! It's just like you're. There is. It's almost like I'm like hesitant. I'm like, if I say a thing, does he know more about that thing?
Yeah, I do.
And he does. But
Probably.
You
Maybe.
just
I
say
don't know.
shit and then wait for Connor to correct you.
actually, that's the thing. No,
Your lie.
wrong.
Obviously, you haven't read the book.
But
Obviously, you haven't read the book.
wrong. But the Wii, its whole thing was a step in the direction for Nintendo to go, we're doing this now, fuck graphics, fuck Call
Right.
of Duty, what Sony and Microsoft are trying to do.
We're gonna make fat people skinny again.
We're gonna do this weird, crazy thing. So you had Wii Sports.
Grandmas can play it
Grandma
now.
can play tennis with you now.
Right.
And like,
I love the
but yet
shit out of Wii Tennis.
Dude, Wii Tennis is awesome.
But they still made Super Smash Brothers and Donkey Kong and all this stuff that's supposed to be on a Nintendo console. But then also, man, like Connor, you worked for GameStop.
I did at the time
When
that the
it-
Wii
when
and the
it happened.
Wii Fit came out.
When the dark times happen.
Oh my god!
Like-
I remember specifically getting cursed at by a customer for at least 15 minutes because we didn't have a Wii Fit and we didn't have Mario Kart for the Wii. and they saw like the promotional display box and brought it up to the counter, and they just set it down, and I'm like, that says display box only on it. We don't have that. No one has this.
Now, so you worked at GameStop when the Wii Fit came out. I was telling Andrew about this earlier. I worked at Target when the Wii Fit came out, and when it came out, I think it came out on like a Friday.
Yeah.
People started standing in line on like Monday or Tuesday.
Oh, totally.
And they would camp out outside, and when like at night, and then when it was daytime, they'd stand in the lobby. And that was just like fucking crazy to me because it wasn't the console; it was
a peripheral.
It was the Wii Fit, and that was just crazy to me.
Well, it's God. See, for y'all, that situation probably wasn't as bad as it was for us in the sense that would be like if Target ran out of shirts.
Okay.
For my store, it was like, you don't have the one thing that people come in here for, period. It's like, and we didn't have any Wii games except for the shitty third party, like, carnival fun with the dog. Fuck it, clowns and balloons.
Jerry Rice dog football.
Yeah, exactly. Shit like that. Like, it was.
That's a real game.
It is.
Jerry Rice dog football.
What is dog?
It's all about the graphics.
You literally play,
it's all about the graphics.
Ladies and
though.
gentlemen, if you seriously take a minute and just YouTube Jerry Rice dog football and watch Jerry Rice talk about
as something he has
David's
no
gonna-
business talking about.
We're going to put it in the chat here on Facebook live here and make sure that you guys can see this. But anyway,
It's a gem.
It's hilarious. But here we're kind of spinning around here because
Anyway,
there's so much.
the point I was trying to make
Go ahead.
is, are we already getting on top of this right now? Like because I don't want to talk about like Nintendo's productivity problems.
No,
yet,
I'm
but
getting back. I'm bringing it back to the Switch.
Bring it back.
So here we
One
are
hop
with
this time.
okay, yay! Nintendo's making a brand new console, and for the most part, there's a lot to be excited about as far as like, you know, what it's meant to do. Oh, you can fucking take your shit on the go and do all this stuff, and the graphics are definitely better than the most recent Nintendo consoles. They definitely said, hey, let's put some.
Oh, they put a fucking
Let's put
Tegra
some-
chip in there, dude.
They went for it this
Yeah.
time. So they are trying to get back into at least a little bit that more quote unquote hardcore gamer market.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so you're gonna see Skyrim will be on the Nintendo Switch, and that's super cool because honestly, like for me, I mean, I love Skyrim.
To take it on the
Being
go.
able to take Skyrim on the go.
The only
That's
experience
pretty
I've had.
dope.
That's awesome.
That'd be pretty dope.
The only experience
I've
I've
never
had similar
played
to that-
Skyrim, but
Imagine like sitting in a waiting room somewhere. Like
I mean, from what I'm
Yeah,
from what you told me, it's like it takes up a lot of time.
It does.
right? You can.
Oh, God, that
you
game
can
will
spend
suck
as
your
much
soul
time
out.
as you want on it.
120 hours easily.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, that'd be awesome to be able to take
Just
on the
to
go.
constantly have this
Just
adventure.
have
you
like
know?
15 extra batteries with you.
well, and we'll get to that.
Right.
That's
point.
a possible concern is the
So-
battery life on the console.
So they have consciously made the effort to, hey, let's beef the graphics up. We got this cool thing where you can take it on the go. The screen is actually kind of awesome. Like it's a great, you know,
it's a 720p screen.
Very
It's-
cool,
For
you
the
know.
size, it's going to look great.
It's unbelievable.
It's a great screen. It's going to
huge.
look
love
great.
it.
It's a huge
It's
screen.
a huge screen.
Nintendo's gonna pay for it.
Huge.
Nintendo's going to pay for it. But they did that, which is great. This time they are going for, hey, let's attract third-party developers to make some stuff for our system. Now, Dave, how many third-party? You had something pulled up. How many third-party developers?
Something
did
around
they-
80, right?
They had like 80 of them, right?
Was that correct?
Let me find.
David, find out if that was correct.
Dave, how many?
How many? Dave, do you want a
How many
cookie?
did they do?
Do you want a cookie, Dave?
Dave,
Dave,
have a cookie.
have a cookie, Dave.
Find this.
Dave.
Have a
David.
cookie. David.
I can't find it. Keep talking.
I think it was 80. I'm pretty sure it was 80.
David, if you don't find how many developers they have, I will find you, and I will kill you.
All right. At the January 2017 press event, Nintendo said that there were at least 80 third-party titles in development for the system from over 50 developers.
Oh,
that's
shit.
cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
And those developers include, like, I was looking at the list. You've got Activision. You've got the big ones. You know, the ones that you see making the other games for the
Like Shiny Entertainment.
what's that?
Shiny Entertainment.
It's a company that died with the PlayStation 1. They made such great games as MDK, MDK2. I think they made the Earthworm Jim games. Hold on.
I played Earthworm Jim.
I used to watch the cartoon like as a kid.
Earthworm Jim. Yeah, dude, that show
absolutely.
was. Dude, his friend Tiny was really scary.
The
It
entire
was that
concept of
that little dog that turned into a giant monster that fucking ate people. Dude, that fucked me up as a kid.
What show is this?
Are you having a Vietnam flashback right now? What are you
Earthworm Jim. Dude, and that crow guy with the laser gun. God, he was scary.
I'm sorry. I'm just watching Connor's brain implode right now.
Actually, that show was pretty cool.
But at any rate, so yay, Nintendo is like, okay, we're still going to be progressive and try something new.
Right.
And, you know, I don't want to use the word gimmicky, but like, hey, there's cool little things with it.
Yeah.
Also, we are trying to get back into the world of these third-party developers and actually have the more hardcore gamers pay attention to our system and not just looking for the next Call of Duty machine.
Oh, totally. Yeah,
it
yeah,
will.
yeah.
So, yay, that's super cool. And, and a massive positive I will throw in their direction is I watched, and I think you did too, I'm not sure if you saw the Zelda Breath of the Wild demo and everything to do with that title.
It's 5 times bigger than
God.
Skyrim.
Oh my god! Like it's like they made the ultimate Legend of Zelda experience for if you're a fan of that series. Which if you're buying a Nintendo, you're going to be.
Yeah.
The biggest plus I will give, like high five to the launch of this console, is having that available immediately.
That's pretty cool.
And it's almost
Well,
like,
it's because it was in development for the Wii U first.
right.
Was it?
Oh yeah,
Like
well,
this
absolutely. It's
title?
going to be available for the Wii U,
Really?
as well. Yeah, it's almost like that would be like trying to sell an Xbox without having Halo ready to go
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
the launch, which they didn't.
Which they didn't.
with this last one. But so
But we
Nintendo
bought it
Switch,
anyway.
Boom, Zelda. It's our new version, and it's huge and pretty, and it's the best version of this we've ever made. And we're gonna that right there. People will. I mean, honestly, like I'll probably buy the thing to try to play.
Is Nintendo
Zelda.
going to do bundles? Like,
They-
I know.
Well, they did, but they already got pre-ordered out. They did a Zelda thing,
Okay.
and it's gone.
Yeah.
It's absolutely gone.
Yeah.
Never before on the company I work for's website, while I was looking up product information, have I ever seen something that just says coming soon under every category regarding
Wow.
it.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
One of I am looking at some comments here. Somebody just brought up the point that the Wii had third-party support,
It did.
but
It was bad
It was the
third-party
bad kind.
support.
So let me backtrack and say the focus on established developers that can make some good stuff are producing games for the
Third parties
Nintendo
like,
Switch.
I mean, not necessarily 100% Capcom, but third party, game
Well, you've
I
got
can't talk.
Square Enix,
Yeah.
you've got Bethesda, you've got EA, you've got
Bandai Namco.
Ubisoft, Warner Brothers,
Yeah.
Mojang for Minecraft,
Minecraft.
obviously. Sega.
Isn't Tekken 7 coming out on it too? Like, there's all kinds of stuff.
They are. I don't see Tekken available on there. No, but
oh, well.
But I do see the Street Fighter remake from Capcom that
Right.
they're doing.
Which is going to look beautiful.
Anyway, so that when I say third party developer, that's what I'm referring. I'm not referring to Jerry Rice dog football.
Yeah, no, put that on the. If they don't put that on the Switch, I'm not
Oh my
fucking
God.
buying it.
I want a sequel. I want
Jerry Rice Cat Football 3.
I want John Madden Giraffe Football 2017.
John Madden Giraffe Golf.
Hey, if
It's a great idea. We're going to use their heads and they're going to swing it and hit the ball.
I'm looking at it at GameStop on the GameStop website, and it's. I thought I saw Jerry Rice and D's Nuts dog football because it says Jerry Rice and Nitus, Nitus.
Yeah.
That's his dog's name.
Is it?
Yeah.
I wonder if that dog's still alive.
I mean, at first glance, I thought it said Jerry Rice and D's nuts. Because I'm doing great.
One quick disclaimer, and I'm not sure if this is the case at all, but if there's any sort of audio lag on the live feed here, I apologize. I am honestly at a point where I don't know how to fix that at this moment.
And I'm just at a point where I don't care.
So anyway, once
This is a fucking podcast.
all of our episodes of this podcast will be available on everything that you
iTunes,
can.
Stitcher, Google Play.
That's coming. We're working on that to get everything uploaded. So in the meantime, we just wanted.
Let's be honest, it's my fault.
It is.
It's totally it's my fault. I was supposed to write
100%
music.
solely your fault.
I was supposed to write music, and I've been working on it.
I wasn't gonna say it.
But it's my fault.
Your words, not mine.
Anyway, so if that's annoying, honestly, you can just not watch and listen, and that's okay. Unless you want to see our faces, we're right there. We're just right there.
I'm looking at you. Hi, audience.
Oh, hi there.
Hey, thinking about you.
Oh, yes, you look so great.
I'm thinking about you.
Hey, look at your face.
You, right there.
Yes.
Yeah, you? No, not you. You.
You put your pants back on.
Yeah, stop
Put it back on. That's weird.
The lotion's for your hands.
Good lord.
The lotion was
I
for
can
your
smell
hands.
it.
Not for you.
What is that?
The lotion is also for the basket.
The lotion's for the fucking basket.
It's always for the basket.
That's always for the
Yeah.
basket.
So
I put the lotion in the basket on the first date.
can I
Don't you hurt my dog!
Your dog's hurt real bad, mister. Don't you hurt my dog! I think his leg is broken.
Are we terrible people because we find that scene hilarious?
No.
No.
I mean, how can you not find that scene hilarious? The whole
Dude, even
movie.
Kevin Smith had Jade tuck his dick back and do the dance. So, like, come on.
That's
Would you fuck me?
Or fuck me.
I'd fuck me. I'd fuck me so hard.
God. It's just like I'm sorry to completely derail the conversation, but that
Whatever.
whole the it's like did you know Frederica?
No, Oh, wait. Was she a great big fat person?
She's a big girl,
and
sir.
young Jodie Foster.
Yeah, she was a big girl, sir. Dr. Lecter.
Dr.
Jodie Foster at age 21.
Yeah, whatever
She
she
had
was.
the voice of an 8-year-old smoker.
Well, you can come in here into my murder house if you want.
She had a deeper voice than Bill.
Just
Watch out for the knives and yarn and moths.
I got a lot of moths. I've got incriminating
She's a big girl, sir.
If you were even like a local city cop, you could figure out I'm totally the murderer.
Just finger through my kitchen real quick.
Don't
You'll
even
find
need
something.
Hannibal Lecter to figure this out. I'm super obvious. Like you should.
Do I still have blush and eyeliner on?
I'm creepy enough just to shoot with probable cause. Like what the fuck?
Hey, when you look at me, does it scream, I want to wear you?
you know it's bad. It's like, who are you wearing?
Steve.
That's him. That's him. How do you know?
He said he's wearing the guy. Like, oh, Steve Madden?
No, Steve. He lived on 12th and in Porter.
I killed him and I'm wearing his
I'm
skin.
wearing him. It's real soft.
We don't have enough evidence.
I'm ready to go to jail.
I'm tired of running, to be honest.
We're going to have to go through the motions here.
Oh my God, is that the ghost of Johnny Cochran?
We should just, we should just,
If the skin don't fit, you must acquit.
Jesus Christ.
Let's go back to
Are we talking about Nintendo? No, I'm talking about Silence of the Lambs, the Nintendo game. That's not a game. Don't look for that
Not a game.
Anyway,
At all.
so
Kind of wish it was now.
God,
you get to play as Buffalo Bill. Just it's like
all the customizable options.
it's straight. It's like Shenmue.
Would you like to tuck your sack back on this adventure?
or not.
It's like Shenmue
totally
where
up
you
to
literally
you.
have options to interact with everything, and he just talks for like the whole game. It's like,
Do I want coffee? I don't think I want coffee.
We have to make
wait.
our weekly
No, I
trip
want
to
coffee.
Bath and Body Works.
I need some lotion.
What kind of lotion are we picking out today? Oh,
Whose eyebrows do I want
That's new.
today?
Anyway, back on track.
So let's get to
Now that we've said some positive and interesting things about it.
yeah. And I had one more. The equal and these aren't launch titles necessarily. And actually, I have their launch titles like right here in front of me,
Which you can look up.
Well, I'm just saying,
Listeners?
if you guys are
If you're interested.
Thank you for this information, Andrew.
I just think it's.
Well, you're looking that up. I'm gonna read off some spec information
I
about
already
it.
have
Do
it.
it.
It's ready.
All right.
Yeah, but I've got spec information right here.
Oh, my brain's gonna explode because there's so much information.
It's here.
Do you have it?
No. So right when you purchase a Nintendo Switch, you've got the game 1-2 Switch, which is their new party game type thing. I wouldn't call it Wii Sports, but it's kind of in that.
It's a
realm.
fun thing.
Fun
Yeah.
thing. Just Dance 2017, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Yes, very excited for that. You've got Skylanders, Imaginators, so that's still happening. Super Bomberman R.
Yeah,
That
I'm
is
excited
exciting.
about that.
If anybody remembers the Bomberman series, it's almost like it's coming back, so that's super cool.
I remember. I don't think I ever played it. That's old school,
I got it.
right?
I got it in the other room.
Super old school.
I've got it in the other
very,
room.
very fun. And hopefully,
Multiplayer couch play. You get it's like you remember how you get mad like playing Monopoly with people.
Yeah, no.
That's how Bomberman is for a
Yeah.
video game.
Yeah, it's,
Nice.
You fuckstick! You bombed me!
yeah, it's pretty great.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't even see you. I was
You've
just trying
got
to break a
the
block.
game I Am Setsuna, which is a RPG coming from Tokyo RPG Factory is the name of the developer. And then
What are we gonna call the company? What do we do? Well, we make RPGs and a factory.
in
Where are we located? Tokyo. Tokyo RPG Factory. Done. Ship it. Sell it.
And then you've got The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, which I guess will be like a definitive edition. That game's existed for a few years now.
I love that game,
You'll
so
be
I'm not-
able to purchase that immediately. Japan is going to have a few games that we don't right off the rip.
Yeah.
They will have Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2, a game called Snipper Clips, which I haven't clicked on it yet. I'm afraid to. Romance of the Three
a
Kingdoms
circumcision
13.
game.
Puyo Puyo Tetris, which will eventually come to the United States. And then Nobunaga's Ambition, Sphere of Influence. I don't know.
Nobunaga's
I don't know
ambition.
what that shit is. And then you've got, they get I Am Setsuna as well. And then they get, is it how do you say it? Disgaea or Disgaea? How do you?
Disgaea?
Disgaea 5 Complete is coming
Cool.
In Japan.
Nice
Now,
tactical RPG.
after that, once they get their crap together, we will get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We will get Splatoon 2. Shovel Knight will be released on the Switch. Mobile Shovel Knight on a nice screen like that sounds fun.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of other stuff. So, unfortunately, you're not going to get the newest Mario game until the holidays of this year.
That's okay, though.
I'm just saying. That's, you think Nintendo, you think Mario, you'd like to have that availability. But they are, all of the games are going to be cartridge based, kind of like old school way.
N64?
Well,
it's more like the
3DS,
DS.
How they work. They're smaller like that. And sorry for not getting into that. And then it has online capability as well, so you can download stuff, games.
Word.
Okay.
So anyway,
That brings me to a point, though,
what you got?
about the specs of the actual console.
Do it.
Nintendo has been pretty bad about this, and it doesn't look like, unless they've updated or changed or filled any requirements, the Nintendo Switch is only going to have a 32 gigabyte hard drive.
That's ridiculous.
That's the largest hard drive you could get for the Nintendo Wii U. How do you fail so hard at something that is so important in next gen console gaming?
It's actually one of the. I made a list since you two gents made lists. I made a list, and I'm not a negative person, but mostly what I could find was problems. So I made a list of problems.
One solid game.
Yeah.
Seriously, like if you got the bundle of the Wii U 32 gig with Mario Kart 8 pre-installed on it, that's seriously like a think an 18 gigabyte game.
Is it really that big?
Yeah, games are huge now.
Well, if you
Dude, Halo 5
Sure.
we had to buy an external hard drive because the game was over 100 gigabytes in size.
Wow.
yeah, on PlayStation 4, most games that you download, even vintage games that they have kind of remade, you're looking at a minimum 20 gigs for one game.
Wow.
To fit on there.
There are
Granted,
smaller games.
Nintendo's games
It runs through emulation, so they're ROMs.
They're a little different how they do it, but if you want to have and I'm starting to go this direction. I started downloading a lot of my games to prevent me from trading them in because I'm a chronic trade-in kind of person. But it is super convenient to just be like, I want this game, click, and have it. You know, if you're and this is a Nintendo console. If you're someone that, because Nintendo does this, they re-release their vintage stuff. So if you're someone that's like, man, I'd love to fill this hard drive up with Mega Man and Donkey Kong Country.
The older games aren't that big a file.
However, I'm just saying, like, now we're looking at it. But here's the thing, though: you're looking at a console that could run N64 and Wii stuff, no
you're right.
problem. So if they were to make that kind of stuff, I don't know if they're doing this. I hope so. If they were to make that stuff available for download, that's a little scary if you're trying to fill up a nice little library.
Well, here's the thing. With the ever-increasing demand of Nintendo products and the ever-decreasing, it seems like, product availability, wouldn't it be in Nintendo's best interest to provide you a larger hard drive, or at least a hard drive peripheral that you could purchase, pre-order with your console as a bundle, to download digital versions of games?
Connor, could you not use a flash drive or something on the last?
On the Wii U, you could, but you have to format it. I mean, most game consoles nowadays, you have to format it specifically for it, and you can only use it for that. Unless you have a high write speed flash drive, though, the console is going to have two USB 3.0 ports. And it has 4 gigs of memory in it, which is, I mean, it's meh. That's okay. I mean, the PlayStation and Xbox One standard have 8. But when you do that, if you don't have a higher write speed thumb drive or external hard drive, loading times on your games may be kind of slow, sometimes even buggy. I had a pretty bad experience with my Nintendo Wii U when I put Super Mario 3D World on a thumb drive and tried to read it and play it off of it. Now, I know with the Nintendo Wii, if you had an SD card, which it might have an SD card slot, and the Wii and Wii U, SD cards run perfectly fine. And high write speed SD cards aren't too expensive in the 70 to 80 megabyte per second range. So
it's going to support micro SD XC memory cards.
Cool. So you can pop in like a Pixtor or an Extreme or Ultra Plus.
I believe I read that even though it's 32 gigs, it will be expandable to 2 terabytes, I believe.
Good.
So good. I mean, at least there's that. I mean, we discussed earlier how, it work. Yeah, it's cool that it starts at $300, but that's where they get you with all the other.
I honestly, the $300 price point, I feel like they could knock $50 off of it. I really could, for what they're offering that comes standard with the console itself. I feel like they could.
Do we have, just for the folks, do you have something pulled up that what comes with it when you purchase it? Do you guys have that?
It's just going to be the Joy-Con, right?
You've got your, and not to separate everything out, but your touch screen, your screen that has the 2, and the controllers are known as Joy-Con controllers. There are 2 of them
that lock onto
the screen, and those can act as the controllers when you're holding the screen for on-the-go play. But if you separate them off of there, you can use them as 2 separate, a 1-player and 2-player controller for certain games, and then it docks into the machine, and that's what you got.
So
that console.
It brings up a point that I wanted to talk about too, about the possibility of the plastic degradation on the locking mechanism on the sides of your screen. Now, as we saw in the video, it goes from the top down, right?
Okay.
So what happens if your locking mechanisms, those little pieces of plastic, because I'm positive it's going to be plastic. What happens if you go, to pick up the console, because it shows them picking it up by the Joy-Cons, and your console falls out? You're going to have to buy new Joy-Cons. So, I mean, if you think about it, and I'm sorry for anybody who's listening and doesn't have my visual reference here with my hands, but you're holding the console. If you're locking them downwards, okay, the lock's going to be underneath, and I'm guaranteeing it's going to be little plastic tabs that just go in and fit in these little slots, okay? and you've probably got some form of a, metal touch connectors in there somewhere, something like that register that it's attached. When you lift, like what happens if you're like on the go and you're walking around with it and you're holding this and it just falls out because the connectors or where's
then don't hold it like that.
Well, I mean, yeah, but think about it. Like, think about the possibility of what could happen with that. Wouldn't it make more sense to go from the bottom?
Yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. It's a small concern, but it's something to think about. Like,
So, Dave, was I accurate in saying? I mean, you've got it pulled up there, and from the pictures I'm looking at.
So it looks like you get the gaming system. I'm just going to read it for you. This bundle includes the Nintendo Switch console and Nintendo Switch dock in black. This is the $299 base price. With contrasting left and right Joy-Con controllers, one red and one blue. It also includes all the extras you need to get started.
what extras do you need to get started?
It stops right there, which is really convenient.
Here's the fucking thing that Nintendo has done is they're not giving information out about the console right now. They're not. The specs that we still have on it are from their launch release information that they gave us. Like, we're going to be using a Tegra chip. We're going to be doing this. There's going to be this many USB slots. There's going to be, this much RAM, this much, this and that. So any information that maybe they have updated or any peripherals that you may need to make the console work, we don't know what they are yet. So
it looks like the next one up, the one that comes with the neon controllers, the red and the
I'm going to take a peek.
So Nintendo Switch console, Nintendo Switch dock, Joy-Con left, and Joy-Con Joy-Con L. Is that supposed to stand for left?
Strap accessories, interesting. So it's going to be like the Wii U.
Yeah, and then
Or the Wii.
This one
Both.
comes with one Joy-Con grip, HDMI cable, and Nintendo Switch AC adapter. So is that supposed to let you?
I mean, yeah,
in,
you should be able to just plug it in,
so you don't have to drain the battery when you're on the go. Is that the idea behind the AC adapter?
Probably, or maybe it's for the dock. Who knows, dude? I don't know what to tell you because the Nintendo 3DS, the new 3DS, does not come with an AC adapter. It does not come with a charging cable. So when your battery,
how are you supposed to power it? I don't
Buy
get
one.
it.
buy one. Buy an
one of our
additional
listeners
item.
Brought up the point when we were talking about the memory on it, the 32 gig. Well, why are they doing that? And he says, well, because they'll make more money off of Nintendo branded expendable memory cards. So if they make a Nintendo brand SD
If they
card,
do it,
well, you can sell it.
yeah, you say that, but the past two consoles before that didn't have any Nintendo branded memory cards. And if you look at the Memory Stick Pro Duo that Sony came out with, that bombed hard.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Magic Gate cards. Yeah, they put those in PS3 and PSPs as like something you can buy to expand the memory or your blah 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 blah, and everybody was like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
And so that's the whole reason why every version of the PS3 that came out had different varying amounts of hard drive space. If you wanted to pay a little more, you could get a little more hard drive space in it. So
we're sitting here and we're looking at a console that, in its default form, all the games
still looks fucking cool.
Well, what I'm getting at is in its default form, you can play Zelda, you can play the launch titles, you can get it's a very Nintendo thing. Nintendo's, when you got a Wii U, even you could play most games when it first started with the little game, with the gamepad, and it was kind of an awkward controller versus what a traditional controller is. However,
It's still cool.
so now, but if Nintendo with the Switch, because of the upgraded graphics, because of the attracting, hey, we're going to throw Skyrim on this, NBA 2K18, that kind of thing. I play NBA 2K, okay? I want a regular ass controller to play that game on. That's what I've been playing that on.
Controller.
And so, if I am not a hardcore Nintendo fan. I love Nintendo games. Like, I love Zelda, and I'm a lifelong fan of that series. But I was always the one that wanted to have the Pro controller. Mm-hmm. I mean, Dave, do you remember when we got GoldenEye for the Wii? And we were pissed off immediately because we couldn't freaking play it.
It was
because
That's why I got the version with the gold Pro controller.
You had to have the Pro controller to
what did
even
it
touch
look
it.
like?
It was a gold.
Do you want me to go get it?
I mean, you don't have to get it now.
There's literally
literally one
Wii,
right there.
Wii gold controller.
Here, I'm just gonna grab it. It's right next to this room.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's
Yeah, I remember trying to play that game. We tried playing it first. My beautiful wife bought it for me for I think it was Christmas or birthday, and she. One. Oh, okay.
That's actually the GoldenEye edition.
Oh, okay. So she bought me the awesome gun that you can play I think crossbow stuff with it, but it also they sold it kind of to play shooter games like that. Mm-hmm. So we tried it with that, and we sucked at it. And the fact that you sucked at it means that
Time
something was
crisis
really
controls.
wrong with it. So then we played with the regular controller, and it still sucked. So we were like, what do we do now? Let's go play Xbox like we usually do.
Yeah, let's just play Halo.
Hey, you want to play Halo for 9 hours?
You've got right. So now we have the Switch without a regular traditional controller to start with, but the
Wii U didn't either. That's
What
3 generations of no regular ass controllers.
The Wii U and the Wii were not trying to capture the hardcore gaming market again. They were sticking to their fans and the casual folks. The Switch is...
Wii U tried for about 10 minutes and then stopped.
Switch is sort of, kind of... We're getting back into that territory.
They got a better graphics card and processor and everything.
Give PlayStation and Xbox have a regular-ass controller, and they're good controllers. The PlayStation controller is good. The Xbox One controller is fantastic. Mm-hmm. So... I just want to play the video games with a controller.
Then buy a Pro controller, buddy.
That's right, but why the fuck do I have to buy a thing?
Because fuck you money, that's why.
See, that's what I'm getting at is, well, we're going to come out, it's going to be a revolutionary thing, but if you've been playing video games for 30 years, fuck you.
Well, that was one of the big topics I wanted to talk about was the future of Nintendo. What the fuck is going to happen to it, right? Because you have this trend that they've been going on, and Nintendo's not necessarily losing money, but they're not making any fans right now. The Switch looks cool. Everybody's freaking out about it. Nintendo is it is a brand name in homes. Anybody, your grandma, your great grandma knows what the hell a fucking Nintendo is. Mm-hmm. You're like, Nintendo? You mean the thing with the 2 controllers
with the 2 short men that jump on the box?
Right, exactly.
We used to have an Italian man that fixed our toilet that reminded me.
His name was Mario, if I remember correctly.
Mario, yeah.
Maybe that was just
He
a
stole
lucid
my
acid trip.
coins out of my purse.
Yeah, but it's
Sorry, that was off topic.
It's fine. Basically, you can look at it a couple of ways here, and that's where the gimmick or game changer that you really have to.
You mentioned the title.
There it is.
What the hell's gonna happen? And I mean, obviously, we're not gonna know until it happens. And me and you were both talking about how we fucking hate sportscasters that predict things before they happen all the fucking time. Well, they're gonna get in a fist fight and throw waffles at each other on the field. How do you know that? I can see into the future, Tom. Anyway, no, we don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. But looking at the trend that Nintendo has been going in, Nintendo has dominated the mobile gaming market for a long time. The DS, the Game Boy Advance, even when there were superior versions of other handhelds out at the time. Look at the Game Gear.
Yeah,
when Game Boy came out.
Who did Game Gear?
Sega.
Sega.
It was Sega. And it was literally Sega Master System games that you could just fucking take on the go.
What about the Nomad?
Don't even fucking talk about the
You
Nomad.
could put a Sega Genesis cart in it and play it for 45 minutes.
Unless you brought the AC adapter along. It ate 8 batteries.
Yeah, dude.
Well, the Game Gear ate 6 batteries too. Here, the point is there are superior, better functioning, maybe not on battery life at the time, but since we have better battery technology, we have something like the PS Vita, which in my opinion is the fucking pinnacle of handheld gaming right now. That is the best handheld gaming console. You can retroactively play old fucking games on it. Like, do you like PS1 games? Well, they're on the marketplace and you can take them on the go. Do you like PSP games? Well, we put them all on there too. PS2 games? They're fucking on there too. Do you like PS3 games? Some of them are crossplay compatible. Do you like PS4 games? Well, you can turn on your PS4 from fucking Chicago when you live in Tennessee and play your fucking game on your Vita from... No?
No, it's like play it from the other room.
Remote play?
Yeah, it's
No, because Dustin was playing Dragon Quest Builders in my room.
That's share play. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay, I got that shit.
He was playing Dragon Quest Builders. His PlayStation's in Chattanooga, dude. Yeah. All right. It has all of these awesome functionalities, plus a fucking 720p OLED screen, and it's got touchscreen shit on the front and the back, and they're like, you know what, we don't really fucking use it, so it's there if you want it, if you like fucking touching the things. If not, just fucking do other shit. And they're tiny cartridges, and it's great. It's an amazing console. Nintendo 3D, we stopped carrying Vitas at my work.
Why?
It doesn't fucking sell.
It doesn't sell.
It doesn't sell.
What was the price point on
Price
it?
point-
Wasn't it expensive? That was why.
It was expensive when it first came out, but at the same time, though, they dropped the price dramatically to about the same, if not cheaper than the Nintendo 3DS. Well, the first version of the 3DS was out.
Okay.
So the OLED version of the PS Vita, they remodeled the Vita.
You know
It's
what?
cheaper and more.
But think of it this
compact
way,
now,
bud.
but-
You've got Nintendo.
It's brand.
creating another Game Boy.
Right,
That's
exactly,
all it is.
exactly.
I mean, they've everyone likes that thing. You know, we all think back to playing and think about this Pokemon. I mean,
Right. Of course.
Come
yeah.
on. I mean, that's
Well,
the ultimate mobile game.
Now we're talking about Nintendo tackling the mobile game market as well as the home console game market in the same console. And it's interesting to look at. That could change the future of Nintendo or it could hinder them.
So there's your game changer right there is, okay, the Switch. Do you start developing, and I'm going to reference another comment that a listener did. His big concern was so many controller variants.
Yeah.
Titles will suffer because they can't be developed across the board without taking into consideration every player's controller.
Yeah.
This is true.
So you've got a screen, you got a little Joy-Con, you got a Pro.
We were talking about this the other fucking night. It has multi-touch functionality. How the fuck are you going to play the game if it's docked?
Right. So why is it there? So with that, okay, how do we make the game? Do we make the games? How it's like that's going to limit what certain developers can do. You're never going to have a successful first-person shooter come out that functions the right way on anything but let's just call it a pro style controller. No one's gonna mess with that.
No.
Okay.
Right.
You're not.
You have to have an ergonomic fucking dual stick controller to do it. Period.
Because those are the people. I mean, and I'm one of them. I'm going to look at how I would play Halo or Call of Duty or something like that, and go, I'm not gonna.
Do you remember when I pulled the Half-Life mods and everything, like the Hunger and Opposing Force and Blue Shift and all that stuff, and put them on Dreamcast? And you remember us sitting down and trying to play it with one fucking analog stick?
Oh, it's impossible.
It's impossible because your movement's on like the buttons and it doesn't
So
fucking
again,
work.
by default. You have to make a game that makes somebody purchase another thing. So now, David, I was thinking about something. So like for you, I mean, you and I have talked about our favorite Nintendo games and going back. I mean, I know you're a Jet Force Gemini guy.
It's right. It's right in there.
Is it right in there?
It's right.
Let's just shut off the podcast
yeah,
and
just go do
just
that,
go
right.
play retro games.
You
Fucking play
and
some
I have
games.
played, Super Mario together and things like that. You look at, I would, opposite to Connor and I sitting at this table, I would honestly put you in that category of, I wouldn't call you a casual gamer because you know some shit, you've played some shit, but
I don't know. I mean, I'd probably classify myself as a casual gamer.
I honestly would classify myself more casual than.
I mean,
Well, I guess not.
go ahead and define casual gamer.
okay, so casual gamer meaning you're not looking to the next. Like for instance, I am for the most part going to play every major.
If we were to walk into that room and play Street Fighter 4 right now, how into it would you be?
eh. Right.
Eh.
Okay.
So that makes
We
me a casual
scream
gamer.
at each other and throw things.
Like for the most part, I am going to play every big title that's coming out.
Yeah.
I have, I'm going to play Mass Effect. I'm going to play Battlefield. I'm going to play whatever Star Wars thing or Dark Souls or Elder Scrolls, Fallout. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, I'm naming AAA titles here.
Hey, what's the name of the gamer where you go out and you buy an Xbox 360 because all your friends have Xbox 360s and you're fucking sick of being left out, so you go and buy one so you don't have to be left out anymore. What's the name of that gamer? Is that just Desperate?
The Desperate Gamer. Yeah.
But we had a
definitely.
great time back then, though.
No, that was fantastic.
All we did was play Halo back then. But anyway, so here's, David or any other casual consumer. I mean, if you had the ability to right now, David, would you pre-order a Switch if it was available to you?
If I had the money?
Yeah.
I mean, probably. I mean, if I had the money and literally nothing.
What attracts you to it?
Okay, let's put it this way. If you only had enough money to pick one of the 3 consoles right now, and Nintendo Switch was staring at you in the face with a pre-order, would you be so inclined to purchase a Nintendo Switch, or would you just sit down and get a PS4 or an Xbox One?
I'd get one of those.
Yeah.
I get an Xbox or a PlayStation, which, I mean, but that's not to say that I'm not interested in the Nintendo Switch at all.
Jet Force Gemini is on Xbox One.
Yeah,
You're terrible.
No, I mean that's why that's why I answered that way, because I know that all the legacy games are now available for all these for the Xbox One and the PlayStation. Like, I mean that's
There's
what
more
wants-
Nintendo 64 games on the Xbox than there are on the Wii and Wii U.
Do we know if there's going to be any legacy games available for the Switch? I mean, I know that we have very limited information already.
None of that has been thrown out there yet.
Yeah.
You're going to have a marketplace just like Nintendo.
Not sure what's
eShop,
going to be on it, though.
Right.
But
One thing I hope they do, which they did with the Wii U, which, thank you, Nintendo. If you had a Nintendo account and you had it registered on your Wii and you purchased games like retro, they call them, what are they? Virtual console games. That's what they call them. If you purchased virtual console games through Nintendo's Wii Marketplace and bought a Wii U and registered your Nintendo ID with that same, intention of buying those games in mind, you would get them at a severely discounted price to put them onto your Wii U.
Wait, you had to buy them again?
Yes.
That's kind of lame.
It is kind of lame considering Xbox 360 allows you to just free download those games.
That's
You download it.
dumb as fuck.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's pretty bad. But I mean, thank God they actually allowed you to do it.
Thank God we get to complain about shit like this.
I know,
We could
right?
have real problems.
Yeah, like,
like
bugs in our water. I got a nice bowl of cockroaches in the fridge if you're hungry.
So let me do a reference of, again, the title of this being Gimmick or Game Changer. I will let's start assigning some points in either direction. Let's just say.
Sure.
Okay. So for me, Game Changer, the dock.
Yeah,
The ability to go, I want to go here now. and
I'm
take it
home
with me.
or I'm not home.
Yeah.
yeah.
I want to play it on my TV or I don't. And
I mean, that could be convenient, like playing from your living room to just go into your fucking
but
bedroom.
like, how many times was you like I had 3DS and I'm like, I just want to play Pokemon on the big TV because I'm sitting on my couch.
I know. God.
So
Yeah.
there's going to be a Pokemon game for this system.
Stars.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
So to me, Game Changer, I get to put it on my TV or not. You know,
Yeah.
Give me another game changer that you feel about it.
The ability to have multiplayer on the go on the same console, as far as mobile is concerned.
Yes.
To be able to have two people sit down, mobile, sitting next to somebody on a fucking Greyhound, and be like, dude, you want to play Madden? Like, here you go.
Yeah.
Come on, random stranger, let's bond over football. You have the ability to do that now. Another game changer, the fact that Nintendo has finally decided to adopt a better graphics processor
Okay.
than cheapo.
Make the shit pretty.
They've decided to make it about probably I'd say, I mean, it's as pretty, if not prettier, than PS3 at its finest. So I mean, the graphics might even be even better, but I'm pretty sure what I read was that it'll be in 1080p and upscale to 2.7K with a 4K television.
Cool.
So still look good. And honestly, there are no games in 4K right now, no matter what console you have. We're not getting that until the fucking Scorpio. So, sorry. That sucks. But game changer wise, I'm trying to think of more stuff. I mean, having Pokemon on a home console, like that the game is specifically developed for you to play on the television. And I was actually discussing with my brother-in-law, Dustin, a few days ago, like, I feel like I don't like Pokemon anymore. I was like, after X and Y and enjoying the shit out of it, when Omega Ruby came out, I was like, and this is cool, they added new features, but it's still like, it's the same game as before, like, for the most part. And then when Sun and Moon came out, and I'm sure everybody on the planet's going to disagree with me, I felt like they made a lot of regressive decisions. And the lack of an increased amount of Pokedex for me to go after, and the easy accessibility of just wonder trading and just filling up your Pokedex. I mean, I got through like 2 of the big kahunas before, I mean, I filled up most of the decks. I'm like, I barely played the game and just wonder traded off bullshit Pokemon, and it's like, all right, you filled it up. Like, there wasn't enough substance for me to want to go after it. And I hope to God, because it's such a large franchise, and it's so well loved and received by adult gamers and young new gamers alike, that Pokemon Stars is going to be something that isn't just like, you know, how Nintendo 64 allowed you to play, you know, red, yellow, and blue on
It'll be a
special
true
peripheral
home console
on
Pokemon
N64
experience. And
right,
awesome.
that it's a whole brand new thing with
So-
its own type of graphics and its own experience.
I would call that a game changer.
I would, yeah, absolutely.
to put a traditionally mobile game and actually develop one
Develop a home
for a
version
home
of it.
version.
I would love to see that.
Do you have a game
Yeah,
changer?
yeah. So, you know, with the
Jet Force Gemini 2.
That's not a thing. Not confirmed. Not confirmed.
so with the Wii,
Microsoft owns Rare anyway, so it's not going to happen.
so with the Wii, they kind of, you know, with making the controllers, you know, mobile. You get up off your ass. You know, you're doing stuff. You're being active.
Motion control.
That was kind of their thing. I feel like they're kind of taking that to the next level with the Joy-Cons, and they're just doing more with that. And with the options that you have to do them, I'm going to read them off. The controllers can be used in 4 ways: attached to the Switch console via the side rails, removed and used separately by a single player in each hand, similar to a Wii remote and a nunchuck. So we're all pretty familiar with that. Attached to a frame called the Joy-Con grip to provide a gamepad form factor, or used as individual controllers for 2 players, like we just discussed a few minutes ago. So I'm really digging like all those options.
That you got this multi-use little.
That's one thing that I love about the Wii.
Right.
Is being somebody who I mean, let's be honest, guys, I fucking hacked my Wii. Like, I put all the stuff that, you know, I couldn't drag back through customs from Japan. all the games and translations of stuff that I really wanted to play on my Wii, and I just threw it on there. And whether it's a Super Nintendo game or an NES game, I can take the Wii remote and turn it sideways and just straight up have a pretty decent NES controller. Versus if, I want to play a Super Nintendo controller, I use the Pro controller, or a Sega Genesis game, I use the Pro controller. If I want to play a Sega Master System game, I turn it to the side and fucking play it like an NES controller again. It's nice to have the ability to use the same controller for different controls.
Right.
And I like where that's going.
Yeah.
That's one thing earlier that we didn't talk about that David just mentioned was the ability to dock the Joy-Cons into that controller to turn it into an ergonomic Xbox-style Pro controller.
Okay. I totally missed that.
So,
Yeah.
first-person shooter-wise... Anyway, continue, David. I didn't mean to...
No,
take
that,
over, but-
I mean that was pretty much it. I mean that's my game changer. It's just-
Customizable controllers.
yeah, I mean it's a fucking cool concept, and I mean it kind of I mean it could be a con. How we discussed earlier, how when they make more games, it's going to present challenges because you ultimately have so many options. With all these different ways you can use the controllers, but if they manage to pull it off, then it's going to be pretty fucking cool.
You're gonna see some games that don't work very well or as cool as you think it could be with the new controllers, but then inevitably it's gonna force creativity and ingenuity
Right.
from a developer to make something
Right.
crazy cool with this different hardware, or give someone the ability to maybe make a idea that they had that they couldn't do with any other hardware.
Yeah.
It's like, I couldn't do this on a PlayStation. Oh shit, Nintendo's okay. I might be able to pull this off.
Right. PlayStation has the Move controllers.
I know, but I'm just saying it's that controller is neat. So I'll go to a gimmick real quick, and Connor I'll sort of steal it from what you said earlier, but the touch screen.
What the fuck?
Why? There's no reason to have the touch screen.
You can't
if it's
look at
because the thing is like if it's supposed to be a home console take away or on the go console. If you're at home and like you said, if the shit is docked. What, are you going to touch it?
The screen's not even out in the open.
You're not doing anything with the screen.
Oh my
so
God.
unless there is something that is there for,
Is the game mobile only then? Like,
maybe some of them will be.
fuck that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but that's stupid. Don't build a console. Don't give people something and then be like, you can't use it.
Yeah. So again, what I just said. I mean, look
Yeah.
what the reaction that it's getting out of everyone is that I just think that's a little weird. And it was a second hand. Like, it's like, yeah, and it's also a touchscreen. Well, wait, expand on.
Wait, what the fuck did you just
I
say?
didn't say anything.
What?
Yeah, I didn't say it was touchscreen. It was
What?
just fucking touchscreen. Like, well, what can you do with it? You can touch it 7 different ways. Like, okay. So yeah, I thought that was weird.
Maybe it just moans. It just the game the console just moans pleasurably when you touch it.
And then I will say this is going to be, and again, I could be squashed on this again because we are now on the 3rd generation of a motion compatible console. The Wii, when it came out, to me, gimmick. Because they had to come out with the motion,
they had to fix
motion
it.
Plus, and yeah, like everything about. I mean, remember Wii Music's giant failure, like that whole thing.
Dude,
like that,
we were
just-
talking about how in Killer Instinct the part where you can just move through the menus like doon 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 doon
Yeah,
doon doon.
yeah.
That was Wii music
It
right
just-
there.
It just so motion gaming. Period. The abandonment of a traditional controller, unfortunately, because of its mixed ability when it first came out, was a total fucking gimmick. And then it got a little bit better with the Wii U. And then and I'll backtrack again. Like Mario Kart on the Wii with the motion controls, like, just give me a fucking joystick. I just want to play Mario Kart. This is stupid. I don't want the wheel. I had fun with the wheel for 5 minutes, and then I was pissed off.
You're like, all right, this doesn't work.
Oh, you mean this is a frisbee? Like that's where I got with it. But now
it gave you something to throw without breaking your controller.
I hope that these little motion controllers, once again, little motion controllers are not given. I can move things because hopefully we are now at a point, technology speaking, because VR is a thing, and that's a whole nother thing we could talk about on another podcast.
We will.
Is that gimmicky? Is that what's that?
Kind of.
Right now, So hopefully we're at a point now where just the sheer existence of motion-controlled gaming isn't a gimmick. Because God knows the absolute catastrophic failure of the Kinect was... I mean, damn, you are the controller. It's like...
Xbox, record that.
No, wait.
Fuck.
And then, did you imagine, watching someone out of context try to operate a Kinect?
Somebody just sitting on their couch going...
Is he okay? Is he okay? Is he swiping at a bee that we just don't see?
Didn't the Xbox Kinect play a role in a horror movie a couple of years ago?
Oh, that was Paranormal Activity.
Okay,
one of them.
Because technologically speaking, it's kind of an incredible camera.
I'm not taking away it's a fucking mocap camera. There was nothing wrong with it. It's like hey, change everything. It's gonna detect
ghosts in your house.
And then fucking PlayStation was just like, we already did that with the iToy.
Yeah, it wasn't anything crazy cool. So now you've got the VR stuff hitting now, and it's like, okay, are you now behind the curve because they're doing this? As I look at a Nintendo Switch, could you implement a virtual reality thing with it? I don't know.
Well, that's the coolest thing that I've seen with the Kinect and PlayStation camera is motion tracking and sound detection being a part of gameplay. Most impressively so in the Alien Isolation Nostromo edition. Because
I never played it.
When you're sitting there, it detects movement and it detects sound. And if you get scared, and this was something I've been talking about for years, is I want a horror game that monitors your heart rate and the amount of noise, how scared you get, literally affects how scary the game becomes. And literally, if you Yelp, it'll alert the fucking alien to your whereabouts, which is crazy. Yeah, if you're oh shit, he's there, it'll be turn around and fucking, yeah! Oh no! You scream more, it just runs faster. But while you're playing the game with the 6-axis controller and the head tracking through the PlayStation camera, you can peek around corners.
What game were you just talking about?
Alien Isolation.
What system was it for?
PlayStation 4.
Okay.
It's also on PC.
Did you? And I gotta derail your train of thought.
Yeah,
here.
Sorry. I just thought that was a cool thing that gimmicky actually turned out to be nice.
And this also has nothing to do with Nintendo. But did you guys ever have you seen Black Mirror yet? Have you watched?
Yeah.
Any? Mm-hmm. Did you see the episode where the guy volunteers, he's traveling overseas, he's kind of backpacking through Europe, that kind of thing, and he runs out of money, and he ends up volunteering to be a game tester?
I don't think I saw that episode. No.
I think I'm pretty sure it's in the third season.
Okay.
Which, in my opinion, is hands down the best season so far. There's more episodes to choose from, and they're just, in my opinion, better. But
watch the third season.
And that's the great thing about the show is that you can pretty much pick up wherever you want.
Yeah, they're all individual stories.
Yeah, it's all anthology.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so he volunteers to be a game tester, and well, now I kind of want to spoil it. But basically, it's a horror game made by a Japanese gaming company.
Okay.
And so they put this temporary chip in his brain, I think.
Oh, damn.
Like they insert
Jesus.
it in the back of his head, I think, and they put like it almost looks like electrodes for if you're going in for an EEG.
So like sensor, it picks up like his brain waves and
Yeah.
like how he responds.
yeah,
to it.
so basically he gets put to sleep, but it happens so fast that he doesn't even really realize that he got put to sleep, and he's basically being walked to this house by one of the girls that works for the gaming company, and she's giving him like instructions, and they go inside this house, and she's like kind of walking him through what's going to happen, and she keeps on iterating to him that it's going to be increasingly hard as the game goes on for him to be able to tell the difference between
The game and reality.
yeah. And she says, create a safe word and we'll be able to pull you out.
Right.
And I won't give it away, but it just what you were talking about, it kind of reminds me of that because he starts seeing some things, it gets really fucked up.
Yeah, his response changes metrics in the game.
Right, yeah,
cool.
yeah, that's basically what happens. And that's the cool thing about that show is like,
Yeah, fucking get on that Nintendo Switch. Put a chip in our brains.
right,
Hey,
do it.
Don't tempt them. I'm just saying.
What are you playing? I don't know. Hold on. It didn't work. It didn't work.
I just gave myself a fucking lobotomy.
I smell green.
Smell green. Oh God. Why did the colors taste like stuff? But okay, so here we are again. So we have this new console that we know next to nothing about, but there's plenty to. Let's get to bitching. Oh God.
Fuck you, Nintendo. You keep fucking up, and I'm so mad because I love you so much. It's like that girlfriend you don't want to break up with, but you have to.
But she's got all your games.
She does.
Oh, it's sad.
Oh God! Wow! Something got a little real in there. I wanted to split up with that shit.
Anyway.
At that point. Anyway, let's not talk about my horrible past love life.
So,
let's talk about Nintendo just metaphorically being an ex-girlfriend.
We will soon enter into the massive hysteria of the release and people wanting to buy it, and most people will not be able to because of the limited ability to purchase it.
It was really funny watching those people want those NES minis outside my store.
They just
the
don't-
day before it was coming
What's
out
the
at
deal
11
with that,
o'clock
though?
at night when it was 42 degrees outside.
Connor, you were in Japan. And
When the Amiibos came out,
hit,
yeah.
Was it even remotely difficult to find them?
No, I bought several of them for people
And I'm
here in
talking
the
like,
States.
like the ones that like, oh, you can't find Marth or you can't
No,
find
dude,
Jigglypuff.
I
Like, are
bought
they
like
just readily
3
available?
Marths and brought them back.
So okay.
No difference in them.
Can we just do that here too? What the hell is the deal with that?
Okay, so part of the problem with Nintendo is being a Japanese company that does not want to outsource production on some things.
So do they make everything there? Because
Most stuff. I mean, there are Nintendo factories here in America. There totally are. But as far as very specific things that they make them in Japan only, so the commerce stays in Japan.
I mean,
period.
okay, and that's
Economically, they kind of need to do that because Japan can suffer financially by outsourcing. They're such a tiny country that if they don't do a lot of stuff locally, then their economy will suffer. Period.
okay. And obviously, Nintendo's a huge company for them,
Right.
So
Massive.
but you have the ability, though. I mean, God, people want to buy the shit here. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
when you have a product that is selling out immediately, and a lot of the folks that are purchasing this were lifelong Nintendo fans, and maybe a lot of them have been turned off or have gone to the competition because of the limited availability of something.
I didn't buy Amiibos
if you-
because I couldn't fucking
if you
get them. You
think
know what I
about-
mean?
Think about when we were all younger. What did we all play? NESs and Super
NES, Super
Nintendos.
Nintendo, yeah.
Because that was the cool shit. You know, I mean,
My neighbor had the Sega.
Sega was around too,
Yeah.
but I think for the most part, it was all about those systems
Mm-hmm.
here in the States. And then obviously the competition eventually started once Sony started playing around with shit.
Yeah.
But the N64 was awesome, right? We all had one of those. And so, okay, flash forward, it's like I could go to the store right now and buy everything I want to buy for a PlayStation or an Xbox.
Yeah.
And I can do that during
Might take you a couple trips depending on availability.
Sure,
Certain
but for the
specific
most
things,
part,
but
I can do that during
you can
the
get a
launch.
controller and a console, no problem.
Yeah. Whole slew of games, be ready to go. Good luck with the Nintendo
Dude,
shit.
my Nintendo section at my store, Jesus Christ.
Is it just terrible?
We haven't had any form of a DS or any form of a Wii since before Christmas. Still don't have them. We've got, I think I went through and counted, we have approximately like 92 games in total across every platform that we sell for Nintendo, and that includes original DS, 3DS, new 3DS games, Wii games, and Wii U games.
So I wonder if they are going to suffer yet again, because unfortunately it looks like they're going to head in the same direction of not having enough to meet
Not enough
a
product
demand.
to meet demand. Yeah,
And
it's horrible.
People want to play video games. People consume that media here. They want to play games, and now
I can almost-
fuck it. I'll just go get a PlayStation or something. Like that's how I feel. Some folks are going to be. You're going to lose a consumer because
They will.
unless you're just a psycho Nintendo fan, which exists and that's cool. You're going to lose out on some money.
I buy it when it's available. Okay. That's kind of my mentality with Nintendo. But the video games not having enough stock is something that I will never understand with Nintendo, especially disc-based video games. Do you know how easy it is for them to fucking print off discs?
Oh, and they're not doing that now. The Switch is cartridges.
No, I know, but I'm just talking about like Wii and Wii U. Yeah. Holy shit, Nintendo, get on the ball. Like plastic figurines, yeah, production-wise, yeah, that could be a pain in the ass to make. Fucking consoles, yeah, I could see that being more difficult to make, but actual disc-based games, come on, I could burn those in my room right now for Wii if I wanted to with my computer. Like it's just silly. It's that kind of product demand. Like, how do we not meet that? So,
Right. Okay.
Well, man.
Well, we've definitely.
I have more things to yell about.
Yeah.
It's all good.
We could go on, but yeah, it's probably best to wrap it up because we've touched on a lot and a lot considering the very little information that we know about the system. So
Got the initial reaction out.
Right.
as
I got a
far as-
little anger out on this microphone.
yeah, and we might be updating our initial thoughts as we begin to learn more and more about the Switch as we get
let's
closer.
let's
to
come
the,
back to it once we actually could get our hands on one.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
and see how we feel
Once
about
we,
it then.
if we can get our hands on it, we'll do
Couple
a
years
follow-up
from now.
episode.
If you are a friend of ours and have one when this, when that
Please
time
let
comes,
us borrow one so we can
or just
review
come
it
over
or test it. Yeah,
come
just
over.
come over.
We'll live stream that shit. That'll be great.
Yeah.
Joey, bring your Oculus and your computer over.
Yeah.
I do want to make sure we do plug a few things.
Sure, go
before
for it.
the end of things. So as always, please like, share, follow,
Subscribble.
It's a little different. Now, please like and share the Facebook page for the Geek Garage podcast. And, we always appreciate that kind of support. Also, hey, guess what? We have this whole other thing that we do. It's a YouTube channel called Two Player Media, which is...
We haven't uploaded a video in a long time.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. However, there is plenty of fun stuff on there to watch, and that is we do a lot of, we will again be doing more live streaming as far as games and stuff on there. The YouTube channel is youtube.com/2playermedia. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Comment. Oh, you got yourself a kitty over there.
I got myself a flip ball. She's mad. She don't want it.
And also, and we will eventually be able to. We'll have all these episodes of these podcasts available for download and for you to just keep for your listening pleasure as soon as humanly possible. We're almost
Yeah,
ready.
we were waiting on the logo, which quick shout out to Wesley. I used to work with him.
Good job, man. It looks awesome.
Yeah,
What's his first and last name?
Wesley Kingman.
Doesn't he do a webcomic? What's that called?
It is Nameless PCs. You can find him on Facebook. I'm not sure if I think he has a website. But yes, Wesley Kingman, and you can find him on the internet, on Facebook. He does hilarious comics.
He's got a website.
Cool. He does.
Does this look familiar? Look over here.
Yep, that's
Okay.
it.
So it's namelesspcs.com. Nameless and then PCS.com. You can see his comics. He is the one that did the logo for us.
Correct.
So, great job.
He did a wonderful job. And I seriously could not thank him enough for doing it in a timely manner and doing an awesome job in creating characters of our ridiculous faces. So our hats are way the fuck off to him.
Mine's still on, but I would take it off if I, didn't have headphones on.
I'd take mine off if I wasn't.
Okay, my
severely
hat
balding.
is off because I did not have one on to begin with. So our metaphorical hats. Yeah.
Dude, good job. Thank you. It's
Yes.
awesome.
Cool. But yeah, seriously, very, very soon we will have these up on the internet, on iTunes, on Google Play, on Stitcher. Definitely those three. And then if you guys out there, please let us know if you listen to podcasts in any other format other than those three things. Please let us know because we definitely want to make it readily available to everyone and anyone as possible. And tell your friends about us.
Tell them.
Please tell your
Tell 'em
friends. And we will buy you all ice cream.
No, God, no. We don't have that much money.
No. It'll be like dollar ice cream.
Now you're just
Oh, yeah. Like that big tub of Walmart shit with the funfetti in it.
called
That's
frozen
like
dairy dessert.
frozen dairy. It's not even milk. It's just something.
Also, if you have any suggestions for topics or anything that you want to hear us
Leave them in the
about,
comments below, please.
comment on our post.
Yeah.
Shoot us a message.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah,
That'd be
if
fantastic.
you think you have a great idea for something that we should talk about, I'm not saying, hey, go do our fucking job for us, please and thank you.
Or if you hate us and just want to yell and start a fight with someone who likes us, you're more than welcome to do that in the chat as well.
Yeah, that would be
Absolutely.
great.
I'll fight you with words.
Yeah.
I'd like to go ahead and give a shout out
Do
to probably a big inspiration for this podcast, as well as some very dear friends and family members of ours, the Popcorn Poops podcast. They've been on a little hiatus lately, but I feel like they haven't gotten enough love.
Hey, what's
in
a
recent
hiatus,
times.
lady?
Hiatus lately. I corrected it. I caught it.
I know.
But check them out at popcornpoops.com, or you can find them at Popcorn Poops on iTunes, Stitcher.
If you
leave them a
enjoy
5-star rating.
movies and you enjoy podcasts, and if you also enjoy movie podcasts,
If you enjoy syncing your commentary podcast to your movie and listening to two very intelligent people,
they know what they're fucking talking about.
they know what they're talking about, and they're funny as hell. So
They are.
go give them a listen. It's my brother.
When I first started listening to them, I knew nothing about movies. I thought I knew something about movies. Turns out I knew nothing about
Dude, I knew
movies.
nothing about media in general until my sister and Dustin were like, "Fuck you, this is what's right." I was like, "Oh shit."
That's basically
So
what
that's
happened.
that's how a story is told and made. Oh my god.
Yeah,
So-
I learned about like actual terms in it, like movie terminology
Yeah.
that I didn't know existed. I mean, I knew the concept existed, but I didn't know that there was a title for.
They will learn you good.
They will learn you good. They learned me good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Awesome.
like we said, thank you for listening. Look us up on Facebook, the Geek Garage Podcast. Find us on Twitter at Geek Garage Pod, POD. And we will also have a website up very, very soon. And we will see you later.
Peace out, home slizzles.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
All right, bye.
All right.
Penis.